think as you're starting out, it's okay to move around, but stay long enough to get some experience at a particular place. And really important, when you do leave an employer, to leave on good terms, to have a very positive relationship and make a positive impression wherever you are, because even in Los Angeles, which is a huge regional economy, if you're staying in the same industry, everyone knows each other, and they talk to each other, and a referral is really important. Oftentimes your employer is very happy to support you in your career growth, even if it's at another company. But that requires, maintaining a positive, relationship with your employer.
So self-advocacy is a really important part of career management. For example, in summer 2020, I saw a post on RV Connect from the Transfer and Career Services Department asking if a film and digital media student would be interested in doing some volunteer video production work for them. I learned how to work with different kinds of clients, how to manage projects that I'm working on, and because it also functioned as an informal internship, I was offered a job in the fall of 2020 working with the Career Services Department, and I accepted, and that's why I'm in these videos. It's really important for you to put yourself out there whenever you can, especially if it's something related to growing the skills related to your career, because it'll help you further your career goals. Another really important part of career management is getting feedback. It's always important to ask people for feedback, especially if that person you're asking is working in your field professionally. For instance, someone like a professor. For me, I remember in November of 2020, when I was taking advanced video production with Professor Walter, I asked him to give me some feedback a few weeks early so I could get some early feedback so that the final version that I submit at the due date is the best version it can be. He was more than happy to help me, and it ended up being arguably some of my finest work. It's also great to ask former professors or mentors for help and feedback, even if you haven't talked to them for a bit, because if they've mentored you or taught you, then chances are they'd be more than happy to do it again. Again, using Professor Walter as an example, I'm recording this video in July of 2021, and he hasn't taught me since December 2020. But I shot him an email. I said, hey, could you give me some feedback on some of these videos? And he was more than happy to help. So make sure that you stay in contact with, or at the very least, check in with former professors and mentors, because you never know how they might help you. The more you know about yourself, the clearer your goals will be. You can become aware of these strengths and weaknesses by using resources like the Career Services Department and getting in touch with one of the counselors there. They're all great at helping students further develop their career vision. I mean, it is in the name, right? And you can learn to further develop your career vision by having one of the counselors in career services teach you how to showcase your skills and strengths in any way, really, whether it's through your resume, your online presence, an artistic portfolio, an interview, or anything else, really. It's also important for you to know what your weaknesses are so you know what to avoid. For example, you might know that you procrastinate. That might be a weakness of yours. You could figure out how to mitigate that by receiving guidance from people like the career services counselors on how to create self-imposed deadlines or anything to that effect. And that's just one of the many examples. Everyone has weaknesses and everyone has strengths. That's just a part of life. Some people go through their whole lives being unaware of their weaknesses, but usually the people who are successful are usually people who are both aware of their strengths and their weaknesses.